Hi, guys. What's up? Happy Friday night to ya. All right, we have Jennifer Ocean Homestead and Simply Jan. And if you can hear me right now, if you will share this out on your community tab to get a few more people in here. So anyway, just messing around the house, trying to get things put up and back in order. And of course, nobody watered my garden while I was gone. So I had a couple of things die, like my 4 o'clocks died back and one set of my sunflowers. You know, it's hot here, so it happens. But I did replant some 4 o'clocks and some sunflowers to hopefully get a fall batch of flowers. Did you plant your squash yet, Jan? I've already planted mine and lost them to vine borers and planted 2 more zucchini plants after that. And I might end up planting even more. Yes, zucchini and acorn squash only. Hi, Beth with BNS Odyssey. Welcome in. Yep. All right. So tonight I thought I would talk about the Ozark Meetup. For you people, for you guys that didn't go. And I was going to make a video on like the stuff I got from the meetup. Hi, Treasure Hunter Neil. But I never got around to it. Hi, Heather. Anyway, so one thing that did happen is on Friday, I was in the kitchen with Susan Butler, Jan, and maybe Linda. And I was looking outside to the parking lot in the lodge area there. And I could see someone kind of hiding around the vehicles in the parking lot. And I thought it was Tina with Rainy Ridge. And I kept looking and looking. And I was like, the hair's too long to be Tina. So I kept looking, and finally I was like, it's Heather. Heather is out in the parking lot. So I just like took off running. And I did not know she was going to be there. Hi, Nikki. How are you? Hi, Tamara. I did not know Heather was going to be there. So I was very excited. And Jan's behind me trying to get me to go slower because I think she wants to film the whole thing. But there was no stopping me. I was like a small child just running. It was crazy. Hello, Tina. So like I said, I thought it was Tina, but it was Heather. And I just took off running, and Heather and Penny were supposed to come to the meetup. And then at the last minute, they told us that Heather and Penny weren't coming. And I believed them, and I was sad, and I thought, oh, I'm not going to get to meet Heather and Penny. Well, apparently that was like their way of trying to surprise me and Linda and some other people. And Heather was there. So with Penny, Heather and Penny were staying together. So they came all the way from Oregon, and they flew on a plane. And Butler Family Farm, Susan and Jerry picked them up at the airport. So that probably was probably the farthest anyone came. So yeah, it was quite crowded. I think there might have been around 70 people there. I'm not completely sure. Hi, Daniel Berry. And I made a list, but I'm not going to say it's like completely accurate. But if you're here and you're a moderator, if you have time to maybe throw up some of these links for some of these channels, that would be awesome. So, but this is the list I came up with. So I got to meet Mona from Sifting Some Soil 55 and More. I was actually the first live she ever came up on, and that was almost 5.5 years ago. So I've known Mona for a really, really long time, but I finally got to meet her in person. Yeah, so I was excited about that. A year-long surprise. Oh, yeah, that's a long time to keep a secret. And Heather did want to talk about it, but they wouldn't let her. So, yeah. Also, Beth with BNS Odyssey was there, and her husband, which is Treasure Hunter Neil. Peter with Old Man King Homestead was there. And I think he might have been the person that ordered the German chocolate cake, and that was really, really good. I also got to meet a channel I've never met before. I didn't catch her first name, but her channel is Grounded for Life, and it's a 4. So if you guys could put the link for Old Man King Homestead and Grounded for Life Gardening. And also Tina and Eric were there from Rainy Ridge, and their daughter Jessie, and I don't know what their son's name is, but they were all there. Of course, I told you Penny and Heather were there, Milk and Honey Heritage Farm. Penny Ortiz, that you see in the chat a lot, who is not an actual channel, but is a supporter of lots of people and goes in lots of lives. I was super excited to meet Cece from Cece's Texas Garden. I was really excited to meet her, and Mona, of course, and lots of other people too. I got to meet a lot of people I've never met before. So I got to meet Cece from Cece's Texas Garden. That was exciting. Butler Family Farm was there. Mrs. T with the T, I did not know she was going to be there, but she was there. She was lots of fun and had tons of personality. Our Cabin in the Woods, Tony and Angie were there. I have met them probably, I've seen them about 6-7 times different. We go to the same meetup, so we run into each other. Also, L.G.G.G. I don't know exactly what that stands for, but it's something about love and gardening. Anyway, she was there, which I was already subscribed to her channel, so I got to meet her. And just asking for a friend. And there's a little bit of difference on the just. It may have 2 S's, or it may be just JUSS. I'm not exactly sure on that. Just asking for a friend. She was really sweet and funny. It was fun to meet her. And I was not previously subscribed to her channel until then. Also, homesteader Rachel and her husband were both there at the meetup. So I got to meet them. And my husband was there, Taz Adventures. And F.R. Humphrey. I got to meet Felicia. So that was really cool. Another time was there with her husband, her grandson, her daughter-in-law, and then about 5 more of her family members were there that I didn't get to meet. They showed up on Saturday in the middle of the giveaway, so I never really got introduced to them. But they were there, and I said Treasure Hunter Neil. Jason and Beth were there from IL Canerum, and I actually won some prizes from them that I'll show you guys in a couple minutes. I also got to meet Sal from Sal's Camper Life. That was really cool. He was really funny. And Mike from MT Homestead was there, which I have got to meet Mike 2 or 3 different times. And his friend just started a brand new channel that's Carl's with a K Outdoor Adventures. So if you guys could put up the link for Carl's Outdoor Adventures, it's a brand new tiny channel that is not started yet. Yeah, my 4 o'clocks are already dying back, believe it or not. I think it's the heat or maybe the lack of watering, because there was nobody watering my garden while I was gone. Yeah, she was funny. I can't remember exactly what her name was either, but she was really funny. Amy and Chris came from Lunar Mountain Homestead. So it was nice to see Amy again. And Rebecca with Touch by Yarn and her brother were there. So I didn't know they were going to be there, but they were there. And Kathy and Brian from Resourceful Living Homestead were both there. So it was nice to be able to talk about some gardening with Kathy, which I did. Pathways Homestead was there, and I've never met them before. So they were someone brand new to me to meet. And Brenda with Freedom Redbird was there. I've got to meet Brenda multiple times, and it was nice to see Brenda again. Of course, Jan and I were both there. It was being co-hosted by me and Jan and Linda from another time. So all three of us were hosting it. Next year, it has been announced. Next year, we'll probably be back at the Gasconade Hills Resort again, and it will be Jan's last year to do a meetup. So if you were wanting to get in a time to go to this meetup, next year would be your perfect timing, because after that, that will be it. Now, I probably missed a ton of people on my list. I just kind of made it on the fly. I was trying to look at the group picture that we took, which not everyone was in there, but I got as many as I could down, and you got to give me points because I wrote a whole list. So those are the ones that I saw that were there. I won a lot of prizes while I was there, and I was going to show you guys some of the prizes that I won and gifts that were given to me. And I think I won one prize at bingo. I only won on bingo one time. Some people won multiple times. I won once. So Linda gave me a t-shirt, which I cannot show you because it's dirty. I wore it and it's not been washed yet. But Linda gave me a t-shirt with another time on it and a mug. Really cute mug. It's got her and the dogs on it. Super cute. So I'm excited to add this to my mug collection over here. I'm going to check real quick to see. Somebody's asking how Ariella's doing. She's sleepy. I bet you are. It's probably pretty early still. Yeah, and we decided if we go back to the Gasconade Resort next year that we're going to stay in a cabin and not bring the RV, because we had to go slower because of the RV. You had a reject card. Well, me too. You know, you could have went and switched your card. You can't have more than one card, but you can go switch your card for another card. You could have done that. That's a legal move. Between games, you can go and change your card. However, that may work to your advantage. Yeah, I think the cabins were cute. I've seen some bigger ones and some smaller ones. They all look really cute to me. So I think I'm gonna take all the stuff that I show and put it into this bag down here. And that way, I also got some bath salt. I believe this came in the bag from Linda. And the lady at the resort gave us all bags, and there were the kind with the regular handles, and there were the ones like the backpacks like this. So we actually got one of each. Hubby got one and I got the other one. So we got one of each of that. And it says the Gasconade Hills Resorts, which I thought was really cool because the people at the meetup could just like put all their seeds and some of their winnings and all their goodies. They could like put it in the bag. Plus when you're traveling, you kind of need a bag anyway. So also on Thursday before the meetup, I went to the Laura Ingalls Wilder Houses and Museum in Mansfield, Missouri. And I picked up this t-shirt. And it says, Little House on the Prairie, 90th Anniversary, Laura Ingalls Wilder Home and Museum in Mansfield, Missouri. It has a picture of the house and Laura and Mary on the front. And it's like a nice beigey brown color, which I have some new capri pants better brown, so I thought these would go great with that. Hi, Lucy. How are you? So I picked that up there, and I ended up with a lot of soap, which I'm thinking most of the soap came from Linda. Pretty sure. See if I can. I don't know if I can get this. I'm trying to get this. Oh, there it is. Okay, I was trying to get the little thing off. I actually have some of these little boxes. I wanted to get it open, but I can't recognize that scent. But it's in a cute. It had a cute little tag on it, but I took the tag off. I was going to see if I could open it, but it's taped right here. I actually need to get some. I have these boxes like this, but I think mine are black. But I don't have any of these stickers that close the box. So that's a really good idea to have I need to do that on mine. But anyway, I got several different soaps. This one's just a rectangle. There's a couple with little puppy feet, which I thought are cute. And here's another one. This one's gray. They all have kind of like woodsy smells. So those are cute. And also Chastity, which is Linda's daughter-in-law, gave me these other little puppy feet ones and these little bone ones. And I think I'm going to buy myself a nice little soap dish and put these in our main bathroom where people can use these when they come visit and stuff. So that'll be nice. And then also there was some oatmeal coconut soap, which I think was in the bag from Linda as well. And it smells good. Has a good smell to it. So I have quite a bit of soap. Also won a couple of prizes from Jason with Il Canerum, and it came with both of them came with a sticker. So hubby won one of these little boxes and I won the other one. And this one has necklace and earrings in it, made by Jason. I believe these might have been made on the maybe the laser printer, but it's a mushroom. And the earrings that go with it. So I think hubby won this set, the mushroom and necklace, which he gave it to me because he doesn't wear earrings, but he did wear the mushroom to the meetup on Saturday, I think. All right, so there's that. So Friday night we played bingo, and on bingo we got to pick out our prize if we won, and there were smaller prizes. And then the other piece of jewelry from Jason, which was the set I won, were these earrings, which I've already won, but I put them back in the box. And they're very light. Have a nice pattern on them. See if I can get it where you can see it. There you go. They're very light. They're not heavy. And they're very neutral colored, so you can wear them with anything. So I thought these were cute. So I've already worn these. And I also won a garden basket. And I'm not sure who donated this prize. It might have been Linda, but I'm not completely sure. But it came with your, gardening tool and your this kind of gardening tool and some gardening gloves. It also had a pair of shears in it that you cut off your vegetables with. I think that's what you call them. But I pulled that out yesterday because I needed to cut something. I couldn't find mine, so I just pulled them out of here. Hi, Lori from Lori's Journey. And it also, I think the hot peppers were in this basket, but I'm not completely sure. But I think they were in this basket because, so they're chili hot peppers. So, and then it came in a pot, so you could, also use the pot. I'm going to put that on the floor. And the prize I picked out from bingo was this little lamp. Okay, lamp. You hang it, And I don't think it has batteries in it yet, so you can't see it lit up. But you can light it up. You light it up. You can put it like in a tree or something. It lights up and it hangs down. So this is what I picked up. So I'll have to check, see what kind of batteries it needs or whatever. But this is what I picked from Bingo because I thought it was really pretty. And I like blue, so. Okay. Also from the Laura Ingalls Museum, my husband picked out this bookmark. It's kind of like a ribbon, like you'd win if you were in school. And it's a bookmark that I can use like for when I'm reading, because I do read. And also there was a seed swap table there. And so at the seed swap table, I picked out some seeds. So I believe these were seeds from Penny and Heather. And it says Oregon grape on it. And I also picked out some striped zinnias, candy cane zinnias, some lavage, some autumn sunflowers, pollinator mix, wisteria purple flowers, and a climbing trumpet. And those were 3 of those were from Penny and Heather. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Jamie. Happy birthday, belated. And also, one of the prizes that I won was these really cute dish towels. And I believe Jan donated this prize, but welcome farmhouse. So that is going to look really cute. I'm going to hang that on my oven in the kitchen. That'll look really cute. And it actually came with 3 different styles. So this one is the barn with chickens and a tractor. So that'll look cute. I love these towels. I don't know where she got them, but they're cute. I don't know. They might be from Amazon because I know she ordered a bunch of stuff from Amazon. And a windmill from the old farmhouse built up from the ground up. So that's cute. I love these. Those are absolutely perfect. Also a prize one. I think hubby won this. It is a emergency fire blanket. And apparently you keep it in the kitchen and it's safe to put on a grease fire. And it's supposed to be not messy, but it's a emergency fire blanket that you keep in the kitchen. So that's really, I don't know who donated this, but this was a really cool idea. So hubby won this. And this gift was given to me. Oops. It is a wind chime. So this was made for me from Linda with another chime. And it's kind of got like sunflowers and browns and cream colors. So it's really pretty. So she made this. She made each one of these boards to fit the personality of the person that she's making them for. And I guess because I grow sunflowers, that's why this one was picked out for me. So really cool. She did a really good job on these. Thank you so much, Linda. And there is a website on where to order those wind chimes. So if you get in your mind that you want one of those, if you will email me, I can email you the link if you want to try to order one of those. Yes, they are. I've never had one, but it's really cool. And also, I won this prize from, I believe this prize was donated from Penny Ortiz. And I don't know if I could open it enough where you can see it. But I'll need a frame for it. It's really nice. And it's got these crosses up here at the top. Really pretty. But yeah, I love this. So I'm going to have to get a frame for this and find somewhere in the house to hang it. But until then, I'm probably just going to keep it in the rubber band. See if I can find a nice frame for it. All right. Alrighty. So Jan ordered prizes from Amazon. And this is a prize she thought she didn't actually end up getting, but somehow she must have got it because it was at the meetup. Okay. So inside this, I believe there's 4 of these. Oh, maybe more. I don't know. Now I'm not sure because it looks like there's 4 just on that side. So these are bowls. So it's like, I don't know, like dip. I guess you could use them for soup if you don't eat a lot of soup. Hi, Ariella. Hi, Ann Philbeck. Aren't these pretty? So let's see. I want to try to find a stable place up here to put these. Usually, when I get things new, I usually wash them. And this one, you can't really. I don't know if you could see it, but it's like blue and orange. I don't know if this light's quite catching the pretty color of it, but it is nice. They could be like salsa bowls, dip bowls. Like I said, if you only eat a little bit of soup, it could be used for soup maybe. I like it because they're all completely different. That's right up my alley to not be overly matchy-matchy like some people do matchy-matchy. This one's orange and green. I actually used to have the set of plates that comes in like several different colors. You'd have like 4 orange, 4 blue, 4 gold. I actually had that set at one time. And this one is blue and white. No, it's blue and gold and white. Oh, I like it. All of these are cool. So I have to make some, when I make dips like in the fall and winter, I'm going to be definitely using these. So these were donated by Simply Jan Homestead. She did a really good job picking these out. They're so cute. I love them. I don't know if there's, it looks like it might have came with a set of 8 because there's actually more over here on the other side. I haven't taken them all the way out because we had to travel with them and I didn't want to mess anything up. So I left them in the box. I pulled it out just to see kind of what they were, but I didn't want to do anything that would cause any of them to get broken. So there's actually 4 more. And this one is green and yellow. All of them are completely different, like a Fiesta set. These would be perfect for a party to have like a different kind of dip in each one. It's yellow, black, and white on the inside. The outside's kind of blue. So even the outside and the inside look different. It's crazy. These are so cute. I love these. My mom would like these. But yeah, each one of them has a whole different pattern on it. And this one's kind of like red and black with a little bit of white. And on the outside, it's a lighter red and white. Oh, look at this one. Blue and pink and white. On the outside, it's pink and white. Very cool. So thank you so much, Jan. I love these. So excited to use those. So, so also at the meetup, I received a purple chip from Butler Family Farm and a Butler Family Farm, the one with the dog on it, which I didn't have this sticker from them, so this is unique for me. Sal's Camper Life, I have a sticker from him now. And Rainy Ridge had a new sticker that I didn't have, so that's cool. And I also got a sticker from Linda with another chime. So I didn't get a lot of stickers at this meetup, but some people already had theirs. So that's what happens when you go to quite a few different meetups. You know, after a while, you've already got their sticker, so you don't technically need it. I actually made a double order of stuff, but the other shipment didn't arrive. When I get everything from Amazon, I will give them away for my 100,000 giveaway. Yeah. Oh, you're going to have a 100,000 giveaway? That's cool. And also on the wind chimes, I showed you the wind chime that Linda made for me specifically. But what I didn't show you is the one I won, which is hanging right up here. But I don't want to climb up there and get it down. But I'm going to feature that one in a short. I'm going to feature that one in a short, and then this one I've already showed you. I'm going to feature that one in a short. That way y'all can see both of them. But she made me one, and then I won one also from the giveaway. So I actually ended up with two of them. And I am not complaining because they are so cute. They are both really cute. So I just showed you the one that was available. But that's everything. I believe that's everything that I won from the meetup. There's always something that after you finish your video, or your live, there's always something you find that you missed. And I probably will find something that I missed. But as far as I can tell, I tried to keep all my stuff together and not put anything away until I could show y'all. So that's what I decided I wanted to do for tonight's live, is to show you my giveaway prizes, my gifts from people, and all the other little items I picked up. Yeah, I am very blessed to have two wind chimes. Yeah, I am. Definitely. And they're both completely unique as well. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff to get from one meetup, isn't it? That's a crazy lot of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. That just, you know. So Friday night at the meetup, we Thursday before the meetup started, we got there Wednesday night. Thursday morning, we got up and went to the Laura Ingalls Museum. Thursday night, we visited with Beth and Neil from B&S Odyssey and Treasure Hunter Neil. And then Friday, we got together and started getting things, unloading people's vehicles over at Jan's cabin. Jan and the butlers, Jan, the butlers, and Linda's cabin. All of them had a cabin that had a lodge area on it, which is where we did the giveaway and everything. But yeah, that's a lot of prizes for one meetup. Hi, Nancy. I hope you're feeling well. As far as I know, she hasn't had her giveaway. She might have showed her button. Unless I missed it. It happens. But yeah, meetups are a lot of fun. You get to meet people and, kind of have a deeper level, hear people's personality and their jokes and get to hang out. It's another level worth of friendships. I mean, we get to know each other pretty well on lives and in chat. And, actually up on lives, you feel like you're in the same room. And then, private conversations that you have with people. Yeah, I heard you were in the hospital, but I don't know anything about why or what happened. So I'll have to look into that. But I hope you're doing well, and I will pray for you. Yeah. Well, sometimes you don't either have time when you reach your goal, or you don't have the money. At the meetup, you get to discuss personal things too, and goals and things you might not discuss on a live in front of everybody. Hi, Grounded for Life Gardening. I did mention you earlier, and the seeds I told you I was going to send you went out in the mail today. So hopefully you'll get those by next week. So I did actually mail those. I had on my calendar to mail those seeds out to you because I was not going to forget to mail those to you. So I got those mailed to you. Oh, it was Tamara and David that won the e-scooter? Wow, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. Yeah, Jan got gifted one from Linda. That was nice. That was nice of her. So a few people went home. A couple of people went home with those. Jan has a farm to get around and do things on, so that will be very useful for her. I hope she likes it, gets the hang of it. Lyme disease? I thought Lyme disease was what she... Oh, okay, now I thought Wendy already had Lyme disease. Because I thought I remember talking to her. Did she have like a flare-up or something? I don't really know how Lyme disease works. Keisha, that's her name, Keisha. Oh, no, Keisha is... Grounded for Life is Keisha, right? Yeah, she put her address in there, but it didn't have her name on it. But it had Grounded, so I knew who it was. Giving away peach trees from the Amish store. There were some channels who donated some sweet potato slips. Yeah, they were giving away some sweet potato slips, so that was cool. No problem at all. I had a lot of those seeds. You happened to mention that, and I was like, I can totally give you some. That'll be cool. Yeah, it was nice to have those little tiny dwarf tomatoes last winter. I had the lettuce and tomato at the same time, so we could have salad or make tacos. So I really enjoyed trying all those different kinds of micro dwarf tomatoes last year. Probably this year I'll do the same thing. I'll probably plant several different kinds. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's not that's not new because I remember her talking in a video about it or a live. It was a video or a live. Rocket. Rocky. Yeah, there was a peacock there. And the peacock, it was like the peacock for the RV park resort place. And the peacock's name was Gary, of all the names in the world. Gary. But for some reason, Heather wanted to keep calling him Kevin. I don't know. Teresa. Okay. Keisha is asking for a friend. Okay. Yes. I want to say that it didn't match up to me. Okay. So I don't think I actually heard your last name. I mean, your first name, but I did sit there and talk to you for a while. I do remember having a conversation with you, which I did. I'm not the most outgoing person in the whole world, but sometimes I can have a conversation with just one person, and that's okay. And I could deal with one stranger all by myself and be kind of okay most of the time. But sometimes if you get like 5 or 6 strangers in front of me and it's just me, I'm out. I'm out. I can't, I'm talking to all you guys, but it's not as hard because you're not all sitting in front of me. Are from tick bites. Lyme disease and alpha gal are from tick bites. So does that actually just act up once in a while? Because it's something you always have. Is it something that can ever be corrected? Yeah, I didn't get any of the sweet potato slips because I'm not a sweet potatoes person. But my husband was very sad because he wanted some. So maybe I should have grabbed some just to grow for him. Yeah, I still have some that Carol sent me last year of the micro dwarf tomatoes. Then I also ordered some red and some yellow dwarf tomato seeds myself, and I still had some of those left, and so that's what I sent to Teresa and also to one other person that's going to get some of those seeds as well as a surprise. So I figured if I was doing one, I might as well do 2. So I sent 2 people those. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm thinking I might start hydroponics back up in August. At the very least, at the very latest would be like September. But usually my garden starts burning up in July. So I think I want to give myself at least a couple of weeks between summer garden and starting winter garden. I want to give myself a little time in between to kind of rest. But hydroponics is easier, in my opinion. It's easier to maintain. However, the bigger the plant gets, the more water you're going to need. So you have to add water more. It requires more water as the plant grows, I've noticed. She got another bite. I don't know. I don't know enough about it because I had somebody ask me what alpha gal was and I wasn't sure. Chicken and sweet potatoes. Is that what you're having for dinner? What's everybody having for dinner tonight? This is not my area of expertise. I try my. Oh, by the way, hubby got 2 ticks from the Ozark meetup. As far as I can tell, I don't have any. But I think it has to do with he was over there fishing on the bank. Whereas I was more like in the RV or in the lodge. I didn't spend as much time on the water as him. I would be very sad in my life if I could not have meat or dairy. Yeah, that would be sad. That would be very sad. I can't imagine. I'm one person myself. Yeah, that's me. I talk to myself. I talk on the phone. I talk on the phone to people. Yeah, yeah. It's different to talk to one person you don't know in front of you. And it has to do with how, if they're intimidating to me. Because sometimes, well, back in the day when I used to do interviews, some interviews made me very, very nervous because the person is intimidating for whatever reason. So those conversations are harder for me. And going and talking to one person who I don't know right next to me is fine. But going into a crowd where there's 5 or 6 people I don't know and being the one to start the conversation, that just, no, that's not going to happen. Oh, yeah. Heather, this was her very first meetup. And she had to get used to other people filming her, people knowing who she was, that maybe she didn't know who they were. Because I remember my very first meetup was in Pryor, Oklahoma, probably about 5 years ago. And I went to the meetup with Jan, and there were tons of people walking up to me that I knew their name in the chat, but I did not know what they looked like. So it was very weird to, yeah. So that does take some getting used to. And you have to get used to there's cameras everywhere. There's always cameras everywhere. Yeah. Jerry and Susan were the first YouTubers that Heather met, and I might have been 3rd or 4th or 5th or something, because they were hiding her from me to have the surprise at a specific moment. Yeah. Whatever you do, don't let Ed from Whistle Stop Homestead go in your backyard and film your weeds for all of YouTube. I used to give him such a hard time about that because I'm the person who tries to weed the garden in a section before I film it if I can. So to have someone go out there and show everybody my weeds, and it was later in the season, so it was at the point to where the weeds are getting out of control. And also you kind of get in on your camera angles so that you don't show so much weeds around everything. And yeah. But yeah, as a gardener, sometimes that garden gets out of control. Sometimes you're out of town. Like I was just out of town. What was I going to do with stuff? I can't pull weeds when I'm not here. So this week I tried to focus on the cantaloupe section, which is in ground, and yeah. And with the recent spider situation outside, I'm a little bit nervous about the spiders outside. I try to leave the spiders where they are because I know, that they're eating the bugs. But I get a little bit nervous sometimes when you sit down on the ground to weed an area and the spiders start coming out and your legs are bare. It makes you a little nervous. But we're actually going to have breakfast for dinner tonight. We're going to have sausage. We're going to have hash browns from my red potatoes from the garden. I already cut up the hash browns into little pieces, and I have them soaking in the water. That'll make it easier to make the food when I finish here. So sausage, hash browns, toast, and eggs. So we're going to have breakfast for dinner. That's what we're having for dinner tonight. But yeah, I had to take breaks in between the meeting of people because it does make me a little bit nervous. Hi, Eric. How are you? I'm going to start my hydroponics a lot earlier next year. I decided I'm going to do August through December will be my fall winter garden. And then January will be when I start things for the spring. So I'm going to give myself 4 months to grow whatever I'm going to grow for fall, winter. And then at that point, I may, once I get enough, right now I have 4 machines. I have 3 that have been used, 1 that's brand new that I haven't used yet. I partially about halfway cleaned off the other grow station that I'm going to use. Kind of getting ready because I know, we're almost halfway through June, almost. So yeah, learning names. Yeah, there's a lot of new people. So it's a lot of new names to learn. But I tried. Yeah, and then when you're talking to someone, you also need to be kind of looking at their name tag. I even use the name tag in the pictures because it's like, because the name tag, you could read the name tag on their shirt in the picture. So that actually helped me to realize who somebody was from the picture, was their name tag was on. My name tag kept getting stuck in my hair. And it kept getting stuck in my hair, and hubby kept pulling it out and sticking it somewhere weird, not like right here, but like right here or something. And finally, I was just joking around, and Linda's grandchildren were there. And I was like, okay, this sticker just wants to stick in my hair. So I'm just going to stick it in my hair. And I stuck it right there on my hair because it kept getting stuck there. I was like, I'm just going to leave it on my hair because that's where it wants to be. And whichever grandchild of Linda's it was shaking her head like, no, you can't do that. But I was joking, but I was frustrated a little bit because it keep getting stuck in my hair. Protein shake, hard-boiled eggs, and chicken. That sounds like a really healthy dinner. High protein, love it. Tacos with fresh cilantro and salsa. Yeah, I could totally have, yeah. I can't make salsa yet because I don't have fresh tomatoes, but I do have cilantro in the garden still. I made a mixed veggies, celery, mushrooms, peas, cauliflower, onion, and quinoa. I heard that acupuncture helps with alpha gal. Yeah, I guess I need to do an alpha gal research because that seems to be coming up a lot lately. Bacon wrapped chops, green beans from the garden. Sounds good. Yeah. I'm having almost something for the garden almost every time I eat. But I've done a lot of harvesting. I've got lettuce. I got 3 green tomatoes. I have them in a paper sack. I just wanted to pick them to encourage the plants to produce more. But lettuce, tomatoes, cilantro, garlic. I pulled an onion accidentally, but I didn't mean to. I was trying to pull a weed and trying to pull in a section, and I accidentally pulled one out. And I was like, okay, well, you've already pulled it. So I brought it in, washed it off, chopped it up, and put it in the freezer with other stuff. And garlic scapes. I've been harvesting garlic scapes as well. Yeah. I try to be friendly, and I don't always come across that friendly because I'm terrified. I don't show it on here, but I get nervous. I was okay on Friday, but once it hit Saturday and there was more people there, it got to be a little bit harder for me. Honey bourbon glazed salmon with asparagus. Sounds good. I had a honey bourbon brownie the other day. Or was it a Tennessee whiskey? I think it might have been Tennessee whiskey. No. This is actually way more outgoing than I was in high school. I've actually gotten better with age, but I still have nervous moments. And I've had the moments where I've walked up to people to have a conversation and they look at me crazy or they blow me off or whatever. So it's you know, with me, it's fear of rejection that you're going to walk up and somebody's going to be like rude or act like they don't care that you're talking. Like, you have no idea how many times I've opened my mouth to say something and someone is not listening. And you know they're not listening. And you're like, okay, I'll just go crawl under the table, hide in the closet, ride in my car, get out of here. Yeah, weeds are bad. Weeds are bad. Weeds are very bad. I hate weeds. That's one good thing about the whistle stop. I just read whistle stop. That's one good thing about the raised beds is you don't have to deal with the weeds as badly. You'll have occasionally seeds will still blow around and they'll fall into your raised beds, but seem like they're way better. Ed from Whistle Stop would like a flamingo. Yeah, I never did hear what the whole flamingo thing was with Ed. I know they're teasing him with it. Ed found weeds in my garden too. Yeah, that's probably a thing he does. He probably has a series on it. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't think that live where my weeds were showed, it even exists. I think that kind of went down with his old channel and it probably doesn't even exist in the world. So if I would just close my mouth, nobody would even know. But I'll tell you right now, there are weeds in my garden. There are weeds in my garden. It's June. Okay, so my garden has been up since March. March, April, May, June. 4 months. In 4 months, you will accumulate weeds. And this is the God honest truth. It is so hot in Texas that the only way I could weed my garden would be in the morning, because the evening has too many mosquitoes. The middle of the day is like 90 or 100 degrees. So the only time I have for weeding is literally right after I feed the chickens. And normally I water because I can't even water at night because the mosquitoes are so insane. So yeah, weeds are part of real life. Yeah, weeds are definitely real life. I will not be filming my weeds on purpose. If you watch my videos, you're going to see the weeds because they're there. They exist. Sloppy Joes. That sounds good. I haven't had Sloppy Joes in forever. Admit nothing. Yeah, if I would just stop admitting it. I can eat breakfast anytime. Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, I want to see Ed try on a pink flamingo beanie. Yeah, that would be neat. That would be interesting. Oh no. I must have missed a live where he said that. He'd probably try it on just for funny. He's done some funny stuff in his videos before. He is a funny guy. Yeah, Jan is going to be going live like right now. So I believe this is the link to her live stream. So if you guys want to go check out, see what see what Jan is up to tonight. Click on this link right here. I believe this is the link that goes straight to her live. Click on that link. Go in. Tell her that Gail sent you over. Wait, what does it say? I only have one. You only have one weed? Yeah. So Jan is going live like right now. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live for tonight. Then I'm announcing it in public. Eric has a grocery store girlfriend known as Sugar Pie. It's on camera. Interesting. Funny. But I appreciate all you guys coming in here tonight to hear a few things about the Ozark meetup. It is really fun. Like I said, next year is going to be the last Ozark meetup. I believe it's going to be in the same place. I don't know the exact time frame. More than likely, we will try to make it there. But next time, we're not bringing the RV. We're going to stay in one of the cabins so we can go faster in the vehicle. Because we had to slow down because of the RV. So thank you guys for coming in tonight, looking at my prizes, hearing about the Ozark meetup. I hope you guys have a good night and a great weekend. Bye, everybody.